Hi all and welcome to my Baldur's Gate 3 update. I know I haven't done a BG3 update in a long while, so I thought I'd do one today as I've got a spare 10-15 minutes to go through it all. Now, depending on where you are on the story and what level of difficulty you're playing, this video may contain spoilers. I have 3 different saved games on at the moment, but I have restarted from scratch at least 7 times to my memory, maybe more. So I haven't gone that far into the game. So with those disclaimers and intro out of the way, let's get into the first game. So this is the first save we're going to look at now. I consider this to be my main save because it is the furthest along in the story. If we do a tab, we can see the map. As you can see, I've got a ton of waypoints all over the place. My quest log is quite tidy, mostly if we get rid of the companions. We've got a few there. A lot of these can't be done until later in the game, so oh, excuse me, apologies, I do have a soda on the go. I've just had some dinner. So I'm just off to Moonrise Towers, and that's where we're on our way to, doing any side quests that I come along. Now, a bit of background about this save. This is a save, I think this is about my my fourth attempt after the game had gone live out of early access. The first 3 I made very big mistakes, and on the third one I actually found Karlach, realised that Karlach is my favourite companion out of all of the companions you can get. I love her to bits, so with that in mind I played this save, which is based around getting Karlach and having Karlach in the team as part of a permanent companion, along with Astarion, myself, and then going by the internet, Shadowheart. So let's get into specs if I can find out where it is. So I'm a Gloomstalker, all my characters are level 7. This is a Gloomstalker Ranger. I think it's a drow, yeah, it's drow. And I have got a lot of stuff here. You can pause the video and go through all of this stuff, what I've got from various things. Gear wise, we've got a Frey Drowned Hood, we've got Hide Armor +2. You got the Gloves of Missile Snaring, Boots of Striding, Broodmother's Revenge, Strange Conduit Ring, and then we've got the Jolt Shooter and just 2 short swords there. So that's all the gear on my Ranger. That's all the skills there. I'm not sure what else to look at really. There we go. There's all the stats. So that's that character. Now if we're going to look at Shadowheart, I respect Shadowheart. She is still a cleric, but she's actually now a war domain cleric, which means I can get the heavy armor, so she's protected. We've got the Grimskull helm on, we've got Hellrider's Pride, we've got Disintegrating Nightwalkers. Don't ask me where any of this gear come from, I can't remember, you'll have to search it up on the interwebs. Amulet Restoration for the extra healing spells, Crusher's Ring to give her extra movement speed, and the Whispering Promise. She is also carrying the Moon Lantern because that's where I am at the moment. She's got the Shield +2 armor class, Stealth +1 shield. She's also got a Githyanki crossbow on her. This is her. Which one was I using? I think it was this one. Was it this one I was using? Or was it the flail? I can't remember. It might have been the flail. It might have been the Twist of Fortune. I was using one of these weapons in her main hand. I obviously don't know which one it was. But yeah, so that's Shadowheart. There's all that stuff there. And there's all of that stuff there. Spellbook wise, I've currently got all of these spells: Divine Favour, Shield of Faith, blah blah blah. All of these memorised. So down here. So here we go: Cure Wounds, Guiding Bolt, Healing Ward, Bless, Prayer of Healing, Aid, Remove Curse, Mass Healing Word, Daylight, and Guardian of Faith, which is actually a really good spell. So yeah, that's Shadowheart.
Keep your distance, darling.
Starion, I went assassin, and he is spec'd to go really, really fast, very quickly at the beginning, so he gets all of his attacks off. The feat I chose for him, is it showing on there somewhere? Alert, there we go. So I've got the alert, so he goes first, which then kicks in his assassin stuff. There's all his skills, and there's his other page. So he goes first, and he gets off all of his attacks with sneak attack, and then he gets its 2 ranged attacks because of his level, so he ends up killing half the stuff. If he targets one thing, it usually dies. So we've got the Cap of Wrath on, we've got Spider Silk Armour on, Gloves of Thievery, Vash Cuckoo Boots, if I probably pronounced it wrong, Silver Pendants for the guidance, Ring of Poison Resistance, and then down here we've got the Knife of the Undermounting King, we've got Short Sword +1, and then we have a Bow of the Banshee. And that Frightened is awesome because with the 3 attacks he gets, sneak attack, ranged, he generally hits Frightened on people, which then kicks in to my character, who's generally next on the initiative. And then because she is a Gloomstalker, she then gets Deadly Ambusher and then 2 more range attacks. So between these 2 going first, generally I kill a lot of things. Then we've got Karlach. Karlach's a barbarian, berserker I believe. I think I've got a, yep, berserker, yep. And there's all her stuff. She's got loads and loads of features. There's all her skills. There's all her hit points and stuff. Spellbook wise, yeah, it's just the standard stuff: frenzy strike, reckless attack, and enraged throw, which I do use because it does make them prone, which can be really helpful. Gear wise, she's wearing the dark Justicare mask, red cape of Prince. I went to the Adamantine Forge and chose to make this one because of the items available. I could only make 1 at the time, and I chose to make this for her because she's kind of like the frontline fighter, so I thought I'd give her as much protection as possible. We've got the Gloves of Glowing Underdog, got the Boots of Genial Striding, Amulet of Misty Step, Ring of Flinging, and finally Caustic Band. Weapons wise, we've got Harold, and then we've got the Soulbreaker Great Sword, which doesn't do the psychic damage because she's not a Githyanki, but it does mean I get +2 in initiative rolls, and it's a +1 weapon. So we get the 2d6 +4 +2 acid straight away, which is still a lot more damage than the Burning Blade. So yeah, she's running around with that. So that's all the gear and abilities, etc. My party's halfway through a quest at the moment, so I'm full of stuff I need to sell, etc. But that's where this save is. Let's get. Oh, I've in this save as well. I killed Lozelle. This is the 4th save, like I said before. And I when I first started playing, even early access, I did not like Lozelle, so I never rescued her from the tieflings just outside the grove. She always got taken away by the tieflings, or she died trying to escape. So this spot is empty, and yeah, that's where we got to. I've rescued Scratch the dog in this save as well. I've still got Gale and Will, although I don't use them. I just hate spellcasters in this game, because it just seems that you need to spend twice the amount of effort to do any damage when they run out of spell slots in a protracted fight, at which point between Astarion and my ranger I've killed 3 creatures. None of my companions are hurt because Shadowheart heals them, and then Karlach's just holding up 2 or 3 of them from getting anywhere with opportunity attacks and cleave and whatever else. So that's that save. Let's move on to the second saved game. Oh, this is balanced, by the way. All of my saves are unbalanced. So in this balanced saved game, I didn't kill Lazelle this time around. I've gone for my ranger again. I've kept Astarion. We don't have Shadowheart in our party. She's over there. Karlach's there, and then the two spellcasts over here. Now the idea with this save was to run an evil game where I took the side of the goblins and had Karlach in my team with Will, and I wanted to kill the druids and experience that plot line, keeping trying out the warlock and the barbarian, and then a monk. So I've got a monk from Withers, and yeah, it doesn't work. As soon as you start killing the druids proper and helping the goblin, Will permanently leaves your party. Karlach gets disapproved several times, and at that point I just loaded the game out. I haven't come back to this game. I'm probably going to delete this campaign because yeah, like I said, I didn't get very far. And if we look at the yeah, there we go. So as you can see here, I went through here, I killed Nettie, because if you close her door no one can see what you're up to. So I killed Nettie, saved the goblin, I killed some more druids, I killed some tieflings, which really annoyed Karlach before I got Karlach. Then I went and killed Karlach. Went and tossed back to the goblins, did all that lot. So the goblins are now waiting for me to go to the Druid Cove and basically kill the druids. And I got halfway through the fight. Like I said, Will had permanently left because they killed the tieflings. Karlach was very unhappy, and yeah, I just didn't like the way the plotline was going, so I thought I'd start again. And yeah, I mean, there's not much worth going through this lot. I mean, they're only level 4. They've got pretty much standard gear you can get from questing. This version I've got Spell Thief there. I've no idea why I'm wearing this on me. That should be on Karlach, possibly because it was on Karlach, I don't know. We got Lazelle wandering around with a burning blade, and the Speaker of Dead amulet with this thing on. Just standard gear. Standard gear I just picked up with Astarion. And then this is the monk, which I'd only kind of just got with Brace's defense. I don't like the monks. They're supposed to be, I mean, I don't know, they're supposed to be, but they don't do a lot of damage. You know, you gotta have, I don't know, I'll probably spec'd it wrong or something, but monks are really bad, in my opinion. Compared to melee wielding thing, at low level, monks are really bad. I was going to try and keep this monk and then do some more XP and then come back to it at a high level, like around about level 6, and then recruit it. But I can't play the game I want to play with the companions I want to play with. So this campaign will probably be deleted at some point. But yeah, that's Game Save 2 on balance. Not very well. I did not like this at all. And then because I was thinking, well, that's fine, I will change the companion rounds, gear them all up and go from there. And then I realised I'd sold all the gear. That's why most of them are in the underwear. I just stripped them off and sold everything to get gold. If you look at my gold, I've got like nearly 4k gold, I think. 3,800 gold. Because I didn't keep anything. If I didn't need it at that moment, I just sold it. Got the gold. Brought with the aim of buying some more items later on in the game. But I sold everything and now I have nothing to gear out the characters to change everything. But I mean, I could go back to a previous game down here at 3 hours, but it's like 9 hours of gameplay just lost when it was just, I might as well just start afresh. So that's what I did. Let's go on to the last save. So in this final and third save campaign, I went differently. If we just look at the load game, oh, wrong button, apologies. If we just look at the load game, You can see here 5 companions, 6 companions, all group and gear, and then I've just carried on through. You can see where I'm at because everything's named as part of the story. I've just gone into Underdark, and yeah, I'm just doing the fungus people quests in the Underdark. So that's where I am on this save, and you can see where I've been and what I've done. So in this one it was a case of keeping all of the companions, keeping a massive stockpile of gear. I've got Volo over there, I've got Haslin over there, Scratch is running around somewhere, and I did rescue the owlbear baby, but that has yet to turn up. Shadowheart's over there meditating. We've got Withers over there. I haven't done any Highlands at all in this save, but I have kept everything, and when I mean everything, I will bring out my spreadsheet. I'll go through gear and stuff in a minute. So in various places around my camp I have got all of this stored. I've got one of every spell scroll, die I found or brought, gems, rings and things I know they might come in useful at some point, potions I'm keeping for later on in the game, excuse me, Minthara's lyre for when I get to the overland bit to go through the cursed land. Excuse me, that soda is really starting to affect me. Bits of stuff that I'm keeping. LTD stands for limited edition, which means if I don't want to sell it ever, because I'll never get it back. All the pictures that Astarion has picked up, because I can't put them in the camp. I had them in the camp, and then I logged up. They didn't update the game, and they all got sent back in the post to my traveller's chest, and I can't keep doing that, so they now sit in a box. So that's all of that. I've got a list of all the magical items, including those ones that Gale has eaten. I kind of know most of his story now because of my other save, the first save I went through, but I've got a list here of everything, all the magical stuff. And then we've got normal stuff, so all of the books I found, all 88 of them so far, all scrolls I found, normal weapons, 2 of each, so battle axes. You can see there's a great big list of stuff, and armour I've got sat around just in case, Let's get rid of that. So currently I am I've just got to level 5. So again I've gone Gloomstalker, and I've hidden the helm. I've gone a Githyanki this time because looking at everything, the Githyanki seems to be better at being the ranger, and also if you play a Gith, it radically alters Lae'zel's story, and it makes the campaign a lot easier with her because you're a Gith, and there's not that much downsides to it. A few comments here on there, but not anything major. Also, it makes goblin interactions hilarious. That's all I'll say. So on Chantel, we've got the warped headband of intellect. If you don't know, the ogres in the goblin camp, you can either speak to them, chat your way through, and you get the war horn, which you can summon the ogres, or with a bit of an effort you can kill them and you get this band that puts out your intellect up to 17. So being a Githyanki, I then get astral knowledge, so I use astral knowledge and get proficiencies in all intelligence. So yeah, I get a ton of stuff. Arcana, history, investigation, nature and religion, which are really handy skills to have. And if you plan your campaign that way in killing the ogres with a Gith, and you get the astral knowledge on your intelligence, it makes things so much easier. Armour wise, we are in the Spinosaurus armour, which drops from Minthara. I've got the gloves of archery, not sure where I gained those from. I think it may have been from a trade, can't remember. We've got boots of striding, so when you cast a spell that requires concentration, you gain momentum for 1 turn. Hunter's mark, while you're concentrating, you can't get knocked prone or be moved against your will. or if I use Hunter's Mark and that target dies, Hunter Mark has come back and I get to cast it for free as long as I keep my concentration up. So it is really good. Plus it's got Athletics +1. Then we've got Beastmaster's Chain for animal friendship. That comes in really helpful if you're doing a lot of animal talking. Caustic Band again. 2 just basic short swords. I very rarely get into hand-to-hand combat, and we're using Spell Thief. Why? Because we get that level 1 spell slot back, which means I can continually cast Goodberry. I'm not running a healer, so lots of alchemy. So I've got most of my characters are running around with 10 healing potions and several potions of greater healing. Goodberry doesn't do that much. It's 1 to 4 per Goodberry, but it is still 1 to 4 hit points. And as long as it's only 1 spell I know from the Spell Thief, it's still quite nice because after a big fight I'm generally doing a short rest, so 2 short rests then a long rest, it adds up. So that's Dell. There's all her stats, and as you can see Arcana is buffed to the hilts, and then we've got all of that stuff there if you want to look at that. So moving on from this character, we go into Astarion. Once again I am running Astarion because I don't, it's so good. It's just open everything. So again we've gone for the assassin. I didn't take alert this time. I think I'm going to end up taking stats. I think, not sure, can't remember what I took. Honestly I can't remember what feat I took. If you can see it in there then great, but I can't remember what it was. So there, it's got Long Strider on there from my character. There's all his stats, and there's that page as well. So he's running around again with 2 short swords. I haven't found any decent things for him yet. He's got just a basic leather helmet on as well. We've got the light armor +1. We've got the gloves of power to give him the sleight of hand +1. The rest of these are irrelevant. I don't have the absolute brand, so we're also using Swiry shoes, so he gets an extra jump distance, which is awesome because his strength is so low, and he needs that stuff. Got the silver pendants for guidance because we don't have Shadowheart. Got the ring of poison resistance. That was mainly for the poison traps and stuff dealing with the hag, which I've done now, so I've got it on because why not. And then we've also got the ring of jumping, which I've just picked up from one of the traders in the fungus people area, which gives him the spell jump, which he sorely needs. Bow wise, we are running around with the hunting short bow, which is kind of good because he gets Hunter's Mark, so I can go Hunter's Mark, sneak attack, range attack twice, and the thing's dead. So he's also got the Necromancer Thay, which I keep on forgetting to do anything about, but he is carrying that at the moment. On to Lae'zel. We have gone for the Battle Master for the superiority dice, because using Commander's Strike on Karlach when fighting Minthara was hilarious, especially when she crits in a rage. Minthara's health just went whomp and was gone. It was really good. So there we go, there's all notable features, and I've chosen with Lae'zel to go Ancestral Knowledge Wisdom, because that is one of my failings as my group, which gives animal handling insight again, medicine, perception and survival. The amount of chests she's found in the wild because she's passed her survival check because she's got astral knowledge is just unbelievable. There's all that stuff, and there's all that stuff. What has she got on? She's got a basic helm, reinforced helm actually. Doesn't do anything because it's reinforced, but you know, it's reinforced. We are wearing chainmail +1. We've got the gloves of growling underdog, just in case. And we've got boots of speed, which, if I go down there, click use boots to gain speed and freedom of movement, which is absolutely awesome because it doesn't give It gives disadvantage on opportunity attacks, so she can race back to the archers if they're in trouble. Speak with Dead Amulet and the Spurred Band. She's also running around with Gandrel's Aspiration, which gives her the Feller of Monsters, and it's a +1. Now, with Karlach wielding the Burning Blade as a slashing weapon, sorry, I just need a drink. And both of my rangers are being armed with the short swords because they've got finesse on them. And then ranged, I've got 3 slashing. All of the ranged weapons are pierce, so I went bludgeoning with Lae'zel because I don't have Shadowheart with the old ritual weapon thing. And it's working out quite well, as long as you make sure the weapon you're using has tenacity. I don't know why, but even though Lae'zel is proficient, and somewhere, where's her stats for attacking? I think it's on the first page, isn't it? Oh no, it's down here, look. She's got, I think, there we go. I think that melee attack is like plus to hit. She's got +7 to hit, and she still misses 75% of the time. It's like 80% to hit, and she misses. So having tenacity on the weapons is paramount, because at least you're getting that 4 bludgeoning damage anyway. Plus then you're getting the Chill of Dread, which is quite good. So yeah, that's what she does. She charges forward and bludgeons people to death sometimes, if I'm lucky. If not, it's just a bludgeoning weapon to help go through those walls, dealing with any undead quickly. And it's just a different weapon type in case you come across something that doesn't take as much damage from slashing or piercing. So that's how Lae'zel is set up. And then we go to my favourite character, Karlach. So again, we've gone with a barbarian berserker. I did do a save where I ran her as not the wild one. There's another one. I think it's the druid version of the barbarian, and that became very boring very fast. I didn't enjoy that one over bit. So that campaign got deleted. I think it was also the one where I was playing Karlach as the starting character. But if you do that, you can't get Will in your character. I tried. I even saved the Druid Cove and he still wanted to kill me. And the idea with that save as well was to try and have Karlach, then Will, Astarion, and I was going to... who was the fourth one? Lae'zel. So it would have been Lae'zel, Astarion, Will, and Karlach. That was the setup. But you can't get Will into your team, and I got to the point where I'd rescued the Druid Cove, everything was happy and hunky-dory. I tried talking to Will, he still wasn't having any of it, so I just exited the game and just deleted the campaign. I was just like, didn't matter what options I did, he just was not having it. He didn't want Karlach at all. So anyway, she's currently got this haste helm on, no idea where I found it, but I got it from somewhere. Hide armor +2, gloves and missile snaring, spider step boots, and then we go over here. She's got this tarnished charm I found somewhere. That was from one of the goblins in the goblin camp. She's got this ring of flinging again, although I've yet to throw anything, but it's there if I need to, simply because it then makes them prone. Is it this one? Yeah, enraged throne. Dealing additional and knocking it prone. It's not a chance. If you hit, they are prone, unless they have their own thing about not being prone, etc. So it's quite good. And then we've got the Crusher's Ring, so she's moving extra speedy. We've got the Bow of Awareness, gets +1 to initiative bowls, which is really cool. And then we've got the Everburn Blade, because it is the best weapon I have found for her to use thus far. We've only just topped level 5. You see we've done a little bit of XP, but most of that is from story and inspiration type stuff. So yeah, this game is going really, really well. I said I've got all the companions. Haslin's over there, Vol's over there. Nothing really is untoward, although I have had some new storylines because of choices I've made. This is kind of more of a neutral mercenary type role, so I will help people, but if there's an option to say something along the lines of I only helped you to see what you could pay me, I always go for that option. So I'm a very, very mercenary neutral type of game. Fed Gale, so he stayed in the thing, so I'm not sure who I'm going to use later on. I am going to wait until I get to level 6, and at the point I get to level 6 and I get to a safe area somewhere where I can just do a long save, and then I'll sort out all my loot, and then I'm going to also respec all of my companions that are currently in my party, and then also grab any companions that aren't in my party that are in my camp, respec them and go through it then. I think at level 6 you're halfway through the game, max level being 12, so I think level 6 is a good stopping point just to stop and kind of nuke your characters and effectively start the game afresh. Once I know what I'm playing with all my characters, I can sort out gear, and I'll probably just equip everyone in whatever gear I happen to have at the time. Oh, excuse me. Oh, apologies. So yeah, that's the plan with this one. I'm only really playing this game, as I said, the previous campaign where I killed the druids. That's probably going to get deleted in the next few days. I'll keep the other one, my first game save, until such time as this game save surpasses it in the story, and we've got a long time ago. Apologies for the editing there. I actually fell asleep and started to talk random gibberish. However, as I was saying, this game is taking a lot longer than normal because I am looting everything and I'm sorting it out. For example, if we look in these boxes over here, this is my weapons trunk. So you can see here I've got all of the normal weapons all sorted by auto sorted by type, and then we've got a pouch, and if we open the pouch we've got all of the non-normal weapons, all of the uncommon, the rares, and even the unique Staff of Crones. So that's how it's all gone. It is taking a while, but as I mentioned briefly earlier in the video, I'm going to wait to get to level 6 and I'm going to respec everyone. I'll temporarily drop off Lozelle, Astarion, Karlach, pick up Shadowheart, Will and Gale, and then respec all of those with Withers, go through them, set them up, and then kick them all out and pick up my normal 3. So yeah, as for approval, my approval ratings are somewhere on character sheet. Can't remember where it is. It does show you. Nope. I can't remember what it is, but my approval is pretty much good with everyone. Relationship wise, I've tried to avoid it. I keep on getting hit on by pretty much everyone in the camp, and I can understand why now. Some people are negatively rating the game because all I want to do is just get a high approval ratings with people, but that always seems to end up in romance, and I'm really not interested in that. Not from pretty much everyone in the camp. I even had Haslin trying to get involved, and I was like, I just want to play the game. Why does it have to be all this content of that nature in it? Just let me play the game and play the stories out. But anyway, that's my only bad thing about the game, is that it's almost forced on you, the romance side of things, and I'm just not interested in that on this save. Maybe another one. So that's all the 3 games. Let's get into the outro. I hope you enjoyed my little jostle around the 3 saves I've got. My future plans for BG3 is to get through the campaign once, probably on this save, experience as much as I can, get a lot of the quest lines done, experience all of the individual plot lines, and just really have a lot of fun with it. After that, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, to be fair. I keep thinking about doing a Dark Urge, or as I keep calling it, a Dark Thurge run, but I've seen some spoilers content of that, and I'm not sure that is something I want to personally experience. I did give it a quick go, and got to a scene, and I didn't like it. It put me right off, so I just logged off and deleted the campaign. I may try it again in the future to experience it from that point of view, but I honestly don't know. As for playing different characters, I know there's a ton of different classes and different ways to spec, and you can play origin characters, but really, the way I like to play my game, I want ranged characters, so that is going to be my ranger. I want to be able to unlock everything, all the locks, so I've got to have Astarion. I'm always going to have Karlach. I beeline to try and get here. I beeline to the Druid Cove, speak to Will, get Will in the party, and then go and get Karlach. It is that simple. Sometimes I don't even do that. I go and get Karlach first, do that little bit, and then go and get Will, and have it that way, because the story makes a little bit more sense if you do it that way. So that's 3 of the 4, and I've tried respecking Shadowheart into various different domains. She either stands there and does nothing, and her DPS is so low it's unbelievable, or she does mediocre DPS. She doesn't die, neither the rest of your party, because she's throwing heals everywhere. But she doesn't do any DPS. I haven't died on this game yet, and as long as I'm keeping my thumb down on Alt as I'm walking around to pick up herbs, to craft stuff, I've got a absolute ton of healing potions. As you can see, all of my characters are walking around with 3 greater healing potions. All of them are walking around with a minimum of 10 heal potions. And because of the amount of damage I'm doing, plus a good breeze, because of the amount of damage I'm doing, nothing really survives. I'm just in the Underdark on this save right now, and I come across the Minotaurs. They got like 84 health. I could see it coming, so I went into stealth, the group stealth, split the party up, positioned them in various different places around, and then sneak attack with Astarion, which then starts the combat. Hunters marked, range attack. The Minotaur had 20 health left. Got onto my ranger, who was next. I just clicked the ranger because she was still in stealth at the time. Got off the deadly ambush because she's a Gloomstalker. Bam! Crit. Minotaur's dead. When I fought 2 Minotaur, the Boule as well. The Boule is supposed to be quite difficult to deal with. It came charging down the path. It didn't knock anyone over. I think a couple of my people took like 2 or 3 hit points worth of damage. As soon as it popped out, it was Hunter's marked, and it didn't get through 1 round of combat. It didn't last. Astarion did easily 30% of the damage. Then my ranger had a go. That was 30% damage. When it jumped in with Karlach, she twatted it 2 times, and then jumped in with Lizelle. She hit it twice, and it was dead. In fact, no, I didn't think Lizelle hit it twice. She hit it once, and then missed the second target with it, but because she's got tenacity on her weapon, that was it. It was dead. I was like, oh, I remember that being really hard. I seem to have found a very good, hard-hitting team, at least for the early game. As I said, I've only just started the Underdark, so I'm not even in Act 2 yet. But so far, I had a couple of close calls with... I killed the goblin leaders and was coming out of there with the big ogre bodyguard, and Lizelle died in like 2 hits because the ogre just waffle-womped But I just left her on the floor. The other 3 just managed to kill them really easily, so, you know. Anyway, that's enough rambling for me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed this little Baldur's Gate 3 update. I'm not sure when I'll do another one. Maybe when I've finished Act 1 and I'm going into Act 2. We'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. I've got a massive PoE video coming out as well, so be on the lookout for that. It should be out in the next couple of days. Lots of editing and sorting and filing to do on that one. See you next time.